Temple Grandin says one of her proudest accomplishments is developing an objective scoring system for meat plants, which she said made some of the biggest difference for animals.
Where you score handling. How many cattle fell down during handling? What percentage of cattle were electric prods put on them? What percentage of cattle are mooing and bellowing their heads off in the stun box? What percentage you put electric prods all over them? And how many did you stun unconscious on the first shot? I can measure that stuff. And we held them to a real high standard on that. And in 1999, when a trained McDonald's had to do this, this resulted in more trains than I'd seen in a whole career prior to that.
Grandin was diagnosed with autism at a young age, and as part of her autism, she is a visual thinker, which she says helped her learn the behavior of cattle.
In the 70s, when I first started, I didn't know that I was a visual thinker. I thought everybody thought in pictures. I didn't know that other people thought differently. So I'm watching cattle go through the chutes in Arizona feed yards, and I noticed that sometimes they'd stop at a shadow, a reflection, a vehicle parked alongside the fence, or there'd be a hydraulic pump out in front of them. Distractions would stop the cattle. So I got down inside the chutes, and people thought that was crazy. But since I was a visual thinker, it seemed obvious to me that I ought to be looking at what the cattle were seeing.
Grandin says everyone learns differently, and education needs to accommodate all types of thinkers to help every child succeed.
Kids that are different, where there's a learning difference, where they're good at one thing, bad at something else. I'm a visual thinker. I think in photorealistic pictures. Another kid is a pattern thinker, the mathematician mind. They're your engineers, computer programmers, mathematicians, statisticians, and then you have people that are more of a word thinker. Now I'm worried especially about the visual thinkers getting screened out, and you need us.
Grandin says she wants people to be more focused on the outcome of education, which is students entering a good career.
And I also want to say, kids that are like me, the kids that are different, I don't want to see them ending up playing video games in the basement. I want them out having a great career.
Grandin says to do that, kids need to learn job skills at early ages.
We've got to teach kids work ethic. And that needs to start in middle school. And in my generation, kids had paper routes. We don't have paper routes anymore. We've got to find something to replace that, like walking dogs for the neighbors, church volunteer jobs. They've got to learn how to do tasks outside the home on a schedule.
Grandin says some of the most influential people in her life were her mentors, like her mother and high school science teacher, who helped her find places she fit in.
Best way to get social interaction through shared interests. I was bullied all through school. So was Steve Jobs. Bullied and bullied and bullied. The only places I was not bullied was where there was a shared interest. Horseback riding and electronics, model rockets. I mean, today it's going to be computer club, it could be band, theater, or it might be robotics.
Grandin says she wants to help students find something they are passionate about and help them turn it into successful careers. For KRWG, I'm Samantha Sonner.